Hey everyone, it's Xant. Okay, so it's been a bit since I uploaded something, and that's because I was really chewing on Elune to figure things out and flesh out the things I went over in my last video. In case you missed it, I'll put it in the description, but to summarize, I went over rerolls and why it's important to get a good Elune for each roll instead of just a couple really good ones. I also discussed gear and the importance of it. I then talked about all the little things that you need to worry about. Missions, affinity quests, daily challenges, and the daily rewards. Near the end, I talked about the Darkshire pirates and evolving units, and finally wrapped up with some of the menu stuff you may have missed. Zodiac's exploration and training. So the point of this video is to expand on some of the things that I was unsure about or didn't cover. Think of this kind of like a standalone, yet part 2 video, I guess. Summer edition or something? Whatever. Anyways, to begin, let's expand a little bit on gear. As I said before, gear in Elune is very important. It augments your characters and can really make or break your team composition based on the effects that your gear has. I found some neat effects as I was mixing and matching, like this one that my mana has. It's purely for demonstration purposes. 2 different sets, both give plus 10% crit rate for 2 turns after an attack at varying chances. If you wanted to put this on a magic attacker, it'd probably be handy. Now, I'm not trying to say that this set is good, but what I am trying to say is don't get fixated on a single set, unless you really need the bonuses from it. Mixing and matching can bring neat effects, but the main priority should be getting gear that your character can maximize the potential of. You don't want to load up Owen, a tank, with tons of damage bonuses, because he should be focusing on tanking and swapping his turn out, not smashing his shield into the enemy's face. Also, make sure you do your daily boss challenges for gear, as this is the primary source for it. You can also get gear from alliance raids, but the solo boss fights are ideal. Especially now that we have burning mode, which lets you do all 3 runs in one go with a boosted drop rate. Just be careful, since if you lose while using it, all your remaining chances are gone as well. So next, we should talk about Elune's fusion system. After playing for the last week, I've come to find the fusion system is your best friend. Slot some units into training or your main battle team, go farming your affinity quests, and when they max out, you go fuse them together. To go into some detail on the fusion system, because I barely scratched the surface last time. First off, the units must be of the same rarity and tier. You can't merge epics with anything other than epics, legendaries only with legendaries, 4 stars only with 4 stars, so on and so forth. Second, when you fuse 2 units together, you always get a unit of a higher star count than what you put in. Unless you went and put 2 6-star units in, of course. Sometimes their tier will even increase as well, so that's a bonus. This makes it very easy to get 6-star units. You roll a couple of 4-star units, cap them up to level 40, you fuse them into a 5-star. Then you get another 5-star unit, however, fusion roll otherwise, get them both to 50, fuse them together, bada boom, it's a 6-star. It really helps you save on seeds. And each time you fuse units together, the Elune points for the tier you fused increases. So you merge rares, rare points go up. Merge epics, epic points go up. When the fusion points max out, you're guaranteed to get a tier increase the next time you merge those rarity units. This way, you can easily plan to get a 6-star legendary Elune, paid for by the game. Of course, this is very time consuming if you're looking for a specific unit, but in my opinion, it's a much better use of XP and time than other methods. Okay, third thing on our reminiscing tour here. All of the little things that you need to worry about doing daily. So, I've already brought up the boss battles, so I'll skip that this time around. Lightshire Temple was covered enough, I think, in the last ones. Do a fight, get seeds, straightforward. Dimensional Rift, I think, was also adequately explained. You fight wave after wave, and you get rewards based on your performance and during the fight. I did not, however, talk about the Chaos Tower or air battles. I didn't have them unlocked at the time, and I hadn't really explored them at all because of that. Chaos Tower is straightforward. You have to climb a tower by completing fight after fight, you get 3 per day unless you spend rubies, and you get rewards for each new floor that you clear. I don't think I need to go into too much detail there, but I do want to talk about condensing. You're able to take your 3 daily fights, or however many you have remaining, and instead of doing them, turn them into loot based on the remaining runs left. Personally, I would advise you to not do this, as the rewards aren't really worth it, in my experience anyways. Plus, it does not count towards the daily mission for Chaos Tower. At least, not when I did it. This means not only are you missing out on the clear rewards for the Chaos Tower floors, as each new floor fight guarantees a new item, but you also surrender the 30 Aeon reward from the daily Chaos Tower mission. Air Battle is just the way of saying 1v1 PvP matches. You get 3 opponents decided randomly based on your rank, each at a different power level, and you fight them. If you win, your rank points increase, and you either clear all the fights, or, decide it isn't worth smashing your face into the guy who has 20,000 power on you. You can refresh the challenger list for free once an hour, or spend some rubies to do it right away. Losing does make you lose rank points, but I've found once you lose a fight, you can keep challenging whoever beat you until you run out of valor. Subsequent losses don't actually affect your rank score either, but winning will give some back. So you can try different strategies against whoever beat you to avenge yourself, try new things out, right? Okay, the last little thing to concern yourself with every day are the Affinity Missions. I touched on them before, but I didn't go into too much detail, and I mistakenly called them daily Affinity Missions. They actually refresh every 8 hours, so 3 times a day, and you get 2 missions per hard mode map. I found that with my natural Aeon regeneration, and saving the 150 Aeon from the hourly daily reward, on top of the daily mission Aeon rewards, I can clear 12 of these missions a day. It seems to be locked at 12 runs to clear a mission, no matter the amount of times it says you need to, or whatever item you need to get, whatever. It's always like 12 runs, in my experience. So you just multiply the map's Aeon requirement by 12, and that seems to be your fee for completing it. And don't forget though, you'll likely run into the pirates at least a couple of times, so that's extra drain on your Aeon. Anyways, the Affinity Missions are important to do. Like I said previously, the Affinity Tree grants you a ton of nice rewards, culminating in the unit you're building Affinity with. This means if your gacha luck is terrible, there's still a way to guarantee units. Since the items needed to increase Affinity are farmed while doing the Affinity Missions, 2 birds, 1 stone. Alright, I think I've done enough expanding on the prior video. Now, before I wrap up, I do want to go over the bingo board. Light summon. Whatever. So, you have this grid of units. After some real monster math, there's 15 epic units and 10 rare units. If you notice the summon buttons, it costs 1800 for a rare, 3600 for an epic. That means for every epic on the board, you'd have to use 54,000 Elune's Light, and for every rare, you would need 18,000. Thus, to clear the board, you need 72,000 Elune's Light and you get a bingo. A bingo not only means you gain all the Elunes on the board, but it also means you get the row completion rewards. These sum up to 1,000 friend points, 40 Aeon, 40,000 gold, 400 Elune's Light, 20 rubies, and 40 valor. On top of that, you also get a guaranteed 4 to 5 star legendary summon, which I think is what everyone has their eye on when they go to the bingo board the first time. Considering you can get an excess of Elune's Light by doing explorations, affinity missions, and reducing Elunes you won't use, these bingo boards aren't really that difficult to clear. One thing to keep in mind though is that the bingo board is not permanent and does eventually change. Thus, you have a window to use your Elune's Light to roll. Once it changes to a new board, you'll lose all your progress, so play smart. And hopefully that cleared up all the bingo board questions. Alright, I think I've expanded on what needed to be expanded upon that I went over before, and I can't really think of much more important info that needs to be talked about. If you have any ideas, leave them in the comments section, and as always for an Elune video, I'll make sure to link the Discord and the subreddit in the description. The next video I do is actually going to be me talking about my experience with Elune thus far, and my thoughts about it, so I'd recommend giving it a watch. On that note, peace, I'll see you in the next video.